Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Durbanites FPL. This is your Game Week 14 review, Game Week 15 preview. Game Week's coming hot and fast, another one coming in a couple of days' time. So let's start with the table as usual. Right up at the top, 81 points the lead. That is massive, and I am not complaining. But the chasing pack is fighting it out. Just 4 points between the next three teams. Every single week, there is a change. So Zaki moving up to second. Fatima Bibi going down one to third, and the champ is down in fourth, just a little bit off the pace. Really, really important. And then a little bit of a break before the battle starts again on fifth, sixth, seventh, right down to eighth, and then from eighth down to the bottom. So Hassan struggling a little, but having a great week. The second, third, fourth highest score in the week. And of course, then Suad also sliding down after a not so impressive week. Now, where does that leave us? Looking at the player selections, four players back on here. So Matthias Cunha, after his good run coming up, even though he's blanked in the last couple of weeks, he joins Emil Smith-Rowe, just over half the managers having them in their team. And then you've got Mo Salah, who's in there, and you've got Cole Palmer, still the best choice, even though not chosen by everyone so far. Now, looking at the differentiators for the week, though, Alexander Isak coming good after his slight knock on the week before, where he only played 21 minutes. One manager definitely profiting from him, and Mikalenko as well from Everton coming good with a great performance in that game. William Saliba coming in with a clean sheet and a goal. Two managers getting the benefit of that, and four managers getting the benefit of Ollie Watkins and his seemingly return to form. Again, some good games coming up for Aston Villa, so you might want to consider him as your next striker. No place for Erling Haaland in any of these sheets. He did get an assist this week, maybe more to come. Now, looking at the hits and misses, two hits to call out. And the defense squish, no surprise there. Stonewall this week, 20 points each for herself and Suwan. And then midfield maestro Diddy coming in with 50 plus points. Excellent showing from him this week. Definitely helped him jump up the table there. So well done to him. And one huge miss. 30 points on the hot bench for Azra. That is massive. The biggest hot bench that we've had so far in the Durbanites FPL. It's one she's gonna really, really regret. Now, looking at the best possible selection from the squads that we've had, Henderson getting the number 1 jersey, playing a 3-5-2 with Saliba, Kirkes and Mikolenko at the back. Then you've got McNeil, Rice, Gordon, Salah as captain, and Morgan Rogers. So quite a good team here put together, but Salah the real star in the whole thing. And then up front, Ollie Watkins and Isak is your pair at the front. Not a very strong bench. Pickford, Robinson, Guardiola, and João Pedro on the bench. No place for Cole Palmer in this lineup. That shows you how good it was for the week. Now that would get you 132 points on the field, 155 including the bench boost, all for a cost of 95.6. Again, this season looks like you can really get a good affordable team on that field. So just think about it going into the new year. Now, looking at the fixture rating coming up, quite a few teams to select from going forward. Aston Villa's got a pretty good run there, 4 winnable games and 2 challenging ones coming up in the next 6 weeks. Brighton have a good run and seem to be on good form before they get to us, Aston Villa and Arsenal. Bournemouth as well, with the great performances coming up from Kirkes as well, coming up from Evan Nilsson, Justin Kluivert. So you got to think about whether you want to go for Bournemouth as a team. Liverpool have seen off a bit of a tough challenge coming up, winning their games along the way. Now they've got Everton, Fulham before they get Spurs, then Leicester, West Ham, and then of course Manchester United. Manchester City have also come through a tough patch, a lot of losses, 8 losses in a row in all competitions, and then coming back with a good win over the weekend. Now, midweek, and now time for them to take on a few teams that are definitely winnable. Manchester Derby in the middle of that, and Aston Villa as well coming up. So, might be worthwhile to bring some of their players back, especially Kevin De Bruyne, who's doing really well. Wolves coming to the end of that good run that they had, really struggling a little bit now, even to get goals in there. I wouldn't recommend their defenders. They seem to be set on conceding, but Matthias Cunha still definitely a good pick, same as Lemina Jr. and Gomez. And then Arsenal, who are again picking up a good win over the midweek with Manchester United, now have Fulham, City, competition, but I think one that is winnable. Then a good run of games for them to again close the gap on Liverpool and try and get into that top two solidly. A lot of competition in that league as well. Now, teams to avoid: Chelsea, at least for this week, a tough one against Spurs in that London derby, but then a good run coming up. Crystal Palace for sure are not in the form that you would want to back them against these teams coming up. Everton as well doing well, but look at that lineup: Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester City in the next 4 weeks. For me, it's time for all the Everton players to catch that bench big time. Then you've got Fulham, who've had a pretty good run so far, but got Arsenal and Liverpool back to back, and then Chelsea the week following that. And then Southampton, definitely not the team in form right now. Spurs, a couple of big matches coming up, two big ones there, Chelsea and Liverpool, and then Newcastle towards the end of that run. So you've got to be super selective about your Spurs players. And then you've got Brentford as well, now coming into some real tough competition going ahead. Manchester United as well, not hitting the consistent form. Ruben Amorim getting his first loss in the midweek. So what does that mean for North Forest, who've been doing really well this season? And then the Manchester derby, Liverpool coming up at the end of that run, and Newcastle, who are super tricky as well. A lot to think about with those Manchester United players. Notts Forest as well, having a good run so far. Chris Wood has carried them a lot through the beginning of the season. But now looking at Manchester United coming up, Aston Villa, Brentford, and Spurs before they get some good winnable fixtures again. Definitely you want to be cautious with these players, but of course they could surprise you as well. Now, looking at the players to go, Allison is still doubtful for Liverpool, so Keller has the pick for Liverpool in the goalkeeper, considering the games coming up. Vicario still out for Spurs, and then you're looking at Edison from City and Raya from Arsenal. Again, good fixtures for these keepers, good defenses in front of them. Definitely worthwhile to spend that money to get the 6 points plus some bonuses. Looking at the doubts there, Gabriel still moving with a knock, even though he has been playing. Botman's out for Newcastle, and Trippier is doubtful again. He's having quite a terrible season with the injuries this year. But in terms of picks, definitely we want Gabriel and Saliba there. That Arsenal defense, they are rock solid at the back and definitely capable of getting the goals, as we've seen because of Arsenal's reliance on that set piece attack. Then you've got Guardiola from Manchester City. Again, good games coming up. He's definitely a good attacking option as well. So chances to get goals even if they don't get the clean sheet. Same for Trent as well. So definitely back up to full fitness. Conor Bradley's injured anyway, so no backup for him. But Liverpool's got some good winnable games coming up ahead. Purvis has taken on getting a few points in the last couple of weeks. Not so good last week, but definitely I still think a good option because when he goes on those attacking runs, there's always the options for him to get some points. Also looking at Lucas Digne and Matty Cash from Villa. Cash getting to play now more that attacking role as well that got him the goals early on last season. Hopefully more to come from him. And then of course Milos Kerkez, who's doing really well with Bournemouth this year. Picked up a few goals already and a good run coming up for Bournemouth, so a good chance to get him as a well-priced defender in your line. Now looking at the midfield, still some injuries that we know about from last week. Diogo Jota is still not ready to come back. Same as Solly March, not ready to come back for their teams. Foden's now picked up a knock as well. He is not having the best season at all. And then City still sitting with a lot of injuries in midfield. The picks list is also fairly light because we're looking at the performers that have really been doing things. Palmer definitely for Chelsea. Even maybe this week you might not favour him. But then Salah for Liverpool, he has been phenomenal in what could be his last season for Liverpool, if you can believe that. Then Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard for Arsenal. Again, Odegaard not really getting in the picks from my point of view. Saka's definitely the one that you want to look at. Trossard as well, doing really well this season. Problem with Martinelli and Trossard is they don't get a lot of minutes all the time, so Saka would still be the bet. Justin Kluivert and Semenyo coming in from Bournemouth. Definitely with the run that Bournemouth have and with the form that these guys have shown, well worth it to pick them in your team if you have the space for them, and not bad priced as well. Kevin De Bruyne, after he's showing on the week in the midweek game, definitely one that you want to pick. If he's coming back to form, he's not priced that badly this season, so might be a good addition to that midfield. And then you look at Mario Lemina Jr. and Gomez from Wolves. Again, Wolves have great attacking threat, even if defensively they are suffering at this moment in time. And then up front, Richarlison's still the only notable forward that's out. Looks like he could be done for the season as well. Looking at the picks, hey, Erling Haaland picked up points in the midweek. Chances are he could be coming back strong. I will not leave him out of that recommendation because he is just too dangerous. If you don't have the money for him, you might want to still consider Matthias Cunha or Stan Larsen from Wolves, who again both are in great form. Ollie Watkins is also a fairly cheap offer when you look against Haaland and has some good games coming up. Kai Havertz is in there. Isak is in there. Now, Isak is in there. His games are maybe not the best. He's got a bit of tricky fixtures coming up. But if he's on form, he's really want to get the points. And then the Brighton pairing of Danny Welbeck and João Pedro. Again, both of them well capable of scoring and well priced for any team. So if you're looking to get that attacking threat in, go for it. So that's what we have for now. Shorter videos because the deadlines are coming in thick and fast. But that's what I have to share with you today. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. Good luck to all those that are performing. For those that are behind, next week could be the one for you. Let's see how it pans out, and I'll come back to you with the next video at the end of the weekend. So long for now.